Hello, hello, hello. Hi, my sun rays. How are you? It's your girl Twan, and I am back with another weekly review. And if you are new here, hello, you guys. I am Twan. I am on a healthy lifestyle journey to become physically fit to get out of the diagnosis of hypertension, heart disease, obesity, or maybe morbid obesity. I think it's more morbid. With that being said, your girl trying to get her BMI down to 29.9 so I can be below 30.0 because when you 30.0, you're considered obese. With that being said, I have been on this healthy lifestyle journey for over 2 years now. I started my journey February of 23 using the medication drug of Wegovy, and I stayed on that at 394.4 pounds until I got down to 299 pounds, and I transitioned on December the 4th from Wegovy to ZepBound. And with that being said, when I weighed in last week, Wednesday, I was 264.1 pounds. That means I had a total weight loss of 130.3 pounds in over 2 years. Yay! Well, let's just go ahead and get right on into it because I don't want to prolong this video at all. Because I know you guys are wondering, what's going on with Twan? Well, last week I did 2 days of a liquid fast. Yes. I followed behind Linda's journey. If you guys don't know her, go over and follow her. She's an excellent mixologist. She brings all the different drinks for us to show us how you can add protein with different syrups. You know, just a good way to have a nice refreshing drink that you can substitute for a meal or just have it for a snack or just to have it with the meal. And all of these are great sources of protein. So go check her out. And you will not be dissatisfied. I'm telling you now. I've got some great ideas from Linda at Linda's Journey. Okay, so with that being said, her and her husband Michael, they did the 7-day fast. So I decided to follow along with them for the last 2 days. Now, with that being said, I did do some research, you guys, because I wanted to make sure that I was going to do it safely because I didn't want to, introduce my body to something that could bite fire. I didn't want to be around here dropping my sugar levels too low. I didn't want to be fainting, falling out, with nausea, all that good stuff. So I made sure I packed my body with protein on those days that I actually did that. Now, why did I do it? Because I know on this journey, we want to figure out how to fall in love with whole foods, how to incorporate whole foods into our daily, some people call it diet. I don't call it diet. I call it daily lifestyles so that we can, know the proper foods to eat to be satisfied, along with our medications if we are on medicine. Because I do realize that everybody on my channel is not on medication. But we want to make sure we're eating the proper nutrients that can hold us, that can be sustainable and still be able to lose weight or either maintain. So with that being said, I made sure I did all my research and I did, make sure I incorporated, healthy portions of protein on those 2 days. Okay, so why did I do it? I did it because not just on this journey, but prior to on this journey, when I was doing intermittent fasting, when I was, trying to lose weight years back on WW, even before WW, I noticed that it was a trend with me. I would drop weight like 3 weeks in a row, and then all of a sudden, boom, that 1 week I would gain. Or either if I lost, I barely lost like a 0.2, or I stayed the same. But for most of the time, it was a loss, okay? It was a loss. And usually that third week, coming up into that fourth week, I'll have a slight loss, like a 0.2, a 0.6, a 0.8, something like that. With that being said, it's still a loss, right? So, I'm not the only one who've noticed this. There's other females I know that have noticed this as well, because normally this happens around the time where some of us call it Mother Nature is calling, or they say our little friends decide to come in from town, out of town, that thing. Yes. When it's time for your menstrual cycle, during the time when you're ovulating, things like that, that is when you tend to hold on to a lot of water naturally, and you normally gain weight. A lot of times it's just water. It's not really so much fat, but it's water. A lot of times it could be water, because during that time, for some reason, we tend to want to eat more. So that causes us to gain, right? Yeah, we eat more. And normally it's carbs. During that time, a lot of women, we crave sweets, mostly chocolate. Me, I'm a chocolate peanut butter person. So during that time, it's chocolate and peanut butter for me. With that being said, there's multiple reasons why that happens, why I'll gain weight on that 4th week. And I knew that I had just started King ZepBound 15 milligrams. And I was doing good. First 3 weeks, I dropped, I think 1.2 pounds the first week. The second week, 2.2. The third week, 2 pounds, something like that. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. This 4th week, what am I doing? I got to do something. So what did I do? I got on the scale that Sunday, and I knew I was going to weigh in that Wednesday. And I looked and I was like, yeah, this scale ain't going nowhere. I got to do something, because I got to lose some weight. Because I'm like, I'm not finna go up. And when I tell you, I was not doing anything no different than I had been doing all the other weeks. Matter of fact, I think 2 of those days, I didn't even eat my whole 1,500 calories. Usually on Thursday and Fridays, I don't eat my whole 1,500 calories. I usually eat around 1,300. And then I tend to kind of eat more, like when Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday comes. So I was like, I am not finna eat more, because I know on Mondays and Tuesdays, that's the days I usually eat more. And I was like, that scale gonna go up. Nope, I'm not doing it. So I decided to do the 2-day liquid fast that Monday and that Tuesday. And I successfully lost 1.9 pounds on that scale by doing so. Yes, I did. However, I knew that once that fast was over, that I had to be careful, because research shows that when you do liquid fast, or some people call them liquid diets, what happens? You tend to drop water more than anything. You drop excess water. So what happens once you stop the fast, your body ends up doing what? Retaining that water back. I am not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a physical trainer. I'm not a scientist. None of that stuff. I'm just giving you experience based off of what happened to me and what I researched. So you can fact check me, do your research on your own. Okay? Do not take anything I'm saying to heart. I'm just giving you experience. So I was like, okay, what's finna happen here? What's finna happen? My body finna retain water, or my body is gonna hold on to the food that I start to eat. Because it's like, what's going on? I'm in a shock right now. I haven't been eating anything. I gotta hold on to something. I can't let everything go. So guess what? When your girl got on the scale, I gained. Yes, I gained, you guys. I gained. My weight was why I keep saying 300? The devil is a liar. I was 264.1 last week, Wednesday. When I got on the scale yesterday, my weight 265.2. So I gained 1.1 pound. And I just smiled. I just laughed. I said, I knew it was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen, because I had already did the research, about it. But I was trying to do a little bit more extra exercise and all kind of stuff, just to make sure, that that didn't happen to me, and it happened. I gained 1.1 pounds. Yes, I did. And it's so funny because I just laughed. I was like, oh, it happened. Well, I kind of figured it was going to happen. Research told me that, but I wanted to make sure I didn't gain on that 4th week. And look what happened. I gained on the 5th week. So I laughed so hard, you guys. And I just said, you know what? It's nothing but water weight. So when I think about it, the 1.9 I lost last week, right? Had I not did the 2-day liquid fast, if you subtract the 1.1 from 1.9, I probably would have lost 0.8 last week. Oh my goodness. I probably would have lost like 0.8 because if I'm not mistaken, I believe I was at 0.6 that Sunday when I got on the scale. Yeah. It's so funny, you guys, but listen, trust me, I will continue to do the fast again for the next couple of months. Like I said, I was going to do. I'm going to try it again October the 1st, right along with Miss Linda and Mr. Michael. Yes, I am. I'm going to try it again. I am going to try it again. And this time, I am going to try to surpass my 2 days. I'm going to try to do an extra day. Knowing that I already know, okay, that my body could drop more water, and then I'll turn around and gain the water back. Now, I'm not going to go so far into research on this, but had I would have continued more days, more than the 2 days on that fast, I probably would not have gained the 1.1. Put it this way. I would have lost more weight last week than the 1.9 had I continued on a 7-day fast. And then this week, I probably would have still gained a little bit, but it would not have offset the huge loss. Let me just put it that way. Say, for instance, if I had done the whole 7-day fast like Miss Linda on Linda's Journey did, I probably would have lost, like, say, for instance, I lost 5 pounds, okay? And then this week when I weighed in, I probably would have gained back that 1.1 or 1.5 pounds of water. But I still would have had that additional, 2.5, 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds, 3 to 3.5 pounds of fat loss. Let's just say that. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I do want to pick this back up tonight when I go on live so that I can show you more of what I found doing research and not just so much of my opinion. And also, I'm hoping that Miss Linda can join as well tonight so she can talk about what happened the week after she stopped her fast as well. I am going to reach out to her and see if she would join me. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to end this video right here. If you are following me, I do go live every Thursday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Well, majority of every Thursday. If something comes up in my life and I can't attend, I will put a notice on my community tab, my community wall, to let you guys know. If I'm out of town, vacation or something, I'm not going live. But anyway, I will be going live tonight, if it's the Lord's will, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you are there. So be there or be square. There's a meeting in Twan's workroom. So please, sun rays, don't you be late. There's a meeting in my room. There's a meeting in Twan's workroom. See you guys tonight.